Welcome, wonderful dreamers. Today I want to turn a chicken breast into 3 meals. I will start by making a schnitzel. You can use plain flour, corn flour, self-raising flour, gluten-free flour, oat flour, almond flour, even chickpea flour. I'm really into learning about and using wholemeal flour at the moment, and that's what I'm using today. Then I add garlic powder, and some paprika, and salt and pepper. Each time I make this, I add a bit more garlic powder or paprika to find that sweet spot, and because sometimes you just want to play with flavors. For the egg coating, I have used Greek yogurt and milk, or even adding water to the flour mixture to make a batter. They all work. I currently have plenty of eggs, so I'm going to use them up. However, you can even add milk or water to the egg to stretch it out. For the crumb, I love to use breadcrumbs and oats, depending on how much you use. The oats reduce the amount of breadcrumbs used and adds a bit more substance. But breadcrumbs are a classic coating that gives it a smoother crust and happier crunch. However, I enjoy the rustic feel the oats can give it. Crushed cornflakes or savory crackers, Parmesan cheese almond meal stuffing mix. These are all different things used to create different flavored schnitzel personalities. And then I love to also add parsley because I think it looks pretty. Sometimes I change it up to give it a different flavor profile, like adding oregano or thyme or rosemary in a small quantity. I don't own a meat tenderizer at the moment, so I just grab out a rolling pin and then really beat the chicken. Sometimes it just flattens and sometimes bits break apart. I just remove any bits of the chicken breast that I don't want to be part of the schnitzel, and set them aside for later. Okay, now to set up the assembly line. I have cut the chicken breast in half to make 2 schnitzels. Then the order is a coating of the flour, then a coating of egg, then a coating of crumbs. Then, onto the rack to relax for 10 minutes, or into the fridge until I'm ready to cook it. They also freeze well, so you could make a bunch in advance and store them for future meals. There's a patch on one of the bits of schnitzels that I'm just going to fix up, and then they're done. Once I'm done, if there's enough of the coatings left over, I'll take the bit of chicken that I cut off earlier and turn them into chicken strips. I could have added a splash of milk to the egg just to make sure everything was coated properly. However, I think I just managed to get most of it covered. And now from the one chicken breast, I have 2 nice-sized chicken schnitzels and another meal's worth of chicken strips. I'm using the air fryer a lot at the moment, mainly for the convenience. There are just some things that you need an oven to cook. So for the chicken schnitzels, I'll put them in the air fryer for about 15 minutes at 180 degrees Celsius, or around 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and then check them. "15 minutes later. At the 15-minute mark, I'm going to flip them, or the bottom of the schnitzel won't be cooked evenly. Now I'll put them on for another 15 minutes. 15 minutes later. They smell yummy. However, I think they could use another 10 minutes so they can crisp up a little more. Well, that's fantastic footage. I've decided to peel some potatoes to make mashed potato, to go with the chicken schnitzel for dinner. If you would like to see more blurred footage from Reid Homestead Dream, you can like this video or subscribe to the channel for free. Okay, that's better. Now for the real test. Is it cooked? Yay, it's nicely cooked all the way through. Later that day, I have eaten some before dinner was ready, but I had no choice but to try it. It's a rule. I like to blanch my corn and peas, not boil them. Both methods are great. I just like them blanched. Plus, it's set and forget. I don't have to monitor the stove, and if they are in a microwave container, you can easily reheat if you left them sitting there too long. Because I use boiling water straight out of the kettle, I make sure my container has not chilled or is cold, to avoid it cracking or shattering. I add onion powder, garlic powder, parsley, margarine or butter, Greek yogurt, and then mash it all together. Oh, I forgot salt and pepper. Plus, I think I will add a bit of milk to help lighten it. It feels a little heavy still. It's a simple homemade dinner, but it's yummy and filling and balanced, and that's what counts. A little salt and pepper on the peas. Maybe a little bit of margarine or butter is a step towards indulgence. However, it is yummy. From here you can eat as is, or add a sauce or gravy to top it off. And then pack all the leftovers up with the chicken strips, and it can be lunch or dinner anytime. It stores well in the fridge, and if you put it in an airtight container, it stores perfectly in the freezer. With the second schnitzel, the hard work is already done. I'm just adding those top layers to make it a chicken parmesan style schnitzel. I add a couple of spoons of tomato sauce, marinara sauce, or pizza sauce to the top of the schnitzel. And I am out of Parmesan cheese, so I'm using cheddar cheese today, which here in Australia we call tasty cheese, because it is very tasty. Then back into the air fryer on 180 degrees Celsius or 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 10 to 15 minutes, or until cheese is melted and bubbly. 15 minutes later. What did you think about me using oats in the chicken schnitzel crust? Let me know in the comments below. I hope you had a good day.